If you're in trouble and you need some specialized help and you live in the 1980s, you might want to call everyone's favorite soldiers of fortune, the A-Team. 5 things you may not have known, next on Retro Serial. Hey everyone, welcome to Retro Serial. I'm your host, ENC. Recently, I was on an episode of The Good Stuff by Dave Sundstrom, in which I humiliated myself to a degree on his questions and answers. He did a great show on the A-Team, which inspired me to do this show as well and talk about some of those maybe well-known or at least less well-known facts, even facts that I didn't know until I was either on the show or shortly before I knew I was going to be on the show, and so I prepared to be on his program. So here are 5 very interesting facts about the A-Team that you may or may not know, and special thanks to Dave Sundstrom for inspiring me to do this episode. However, before we get into this episode, would you please do me the honor of subscribing to my channel, hitting the thumbs up, sharing it on your favorite social media, hitting the bell notification to let you know when these videos are available. It would really mean the world to me. And if you want to go an extra step, you're always welcome to visit my Patreon page or my Buy Me a Coffee page, where you can donate some of your hard-earned cash. On the Patreon page right now, I do have a tip jar, and I am working toward kind of making some tiers over there to, give some perks to people who are. And now, what you may not have known about the A-Team. Coming in at number 5, the A-Team was no place for women. The A-Team ran from 1983 to 1987 on NBC over a 5-season run with 98 episodes. And in spite of it being a hit television show and its run for 5 seasons, there really was no place for women on the show. You might remember Amy Amanda Allen, that's a mouthful, played by Melinda Kulia, and you would be right in your memory. She was part of the original lineup of the A-Team, but she only lasted for 24 episodes. She was dropped in the middle of season 2 and replaced by Marla Hensley, who played Tanya Baker, something like that. But she too was dropped only after 10 episodes. What was the reason for dropping these female characters? Well, the rumor that's to a degree substantiated has to do with George Peppard, who thought that having women on the show was catering toward feminism to some degree. Not his exact words, but his idea at least. And there was even talk of making Tia Carrera part of the show, but she only lasted for 1 episode in season 4. So do you think George Peppard was right or wrong? That's not up to me to decide. That's up to you to decide. I'm going to let you battle it out in the comments below. Coming in at number 4, Murdoch's first name is never revealed. There were 4 main characters on the A-Team. These included Lieutenant Colonel John Smith, also known as Hannibal, who was a master of disguise, as well as the leader of the A-Team. Then there was Lieutenant Arthur Peck, also known as Face, who was kind of the con man of the team. Then there was Bosco Albert Baracus, also known as B.A. Baracus, also known as Bad Attitude Baracus. He was the muscle of the group and also their main mechanic. Another mouthful there. But then there was also the pilot, H.M. Murdoch, which all we know is stands for Howlin' Mad Murdoch, because he was insane. But during the entire run of the show, what does HM stand for? What does H stand for? It's actually never revealed. What do you think it stands for? Again, let you battle it out in the comments below. Coming in at number 3, Dirk Benedict got the role of Face because he looked old enough to be in the Vietnam War. In the feature-length pilot, face is played by Tim Dunnigan. The problem is Tim Dunnigan just looks too young. Remember, each member of the A-Team are veterans of the Vietnam War, and Tim just looked too youthful to have actually been in that war. He was replaced then by Dirk Benedict, who was famous for being Starbuck on Battlestar Galactica because he looked old enough to have been in aforementioned war. Now, I think that was not the only reason he was brought in. I mean, obviously, he's a brilliant actor, and I loved him on Battlestar Galactica, and I loved him in the A-Team. And actually, he was my favorite character on the A-Team, and I can't picture anybody else really being in that role, even though Dunnigan played him in the pilot episode. Just can't picture anybody else after that being in the A-Team other than Dirk Benedict playing that character. What do you think? Do you think they should have kept Tim Dunnigan? Do you think Dirk Benedict did a better job? I'm going to let you again battle it out in the comments section below. And who was your favorite A-Team character? Coming in at number 2, A Feud Resolved. While it's really not a secret that George Peppard, who played Hannibal, and Mr. T, who played B.A. Baracus, didn't get along really well behind the scenes, what is in dispute is the reason why they had this quote-unquote feud. Well, it really depends on whose story you're going to listen to. George Peppard did seem to be jealous that Mr. T was the breakout star and was jealous that Mr. T made more money than him. However, there are two sides to every story. Mr. T had a very abrasive personality, and he was a bit of a loudmouth, particularly back in the height of his popularity. And it was just rumored that he was very difficult to get along with. This escalated to the point that they brought in actor Robert Vaughn to play Hunt Stockwell in 13 episodes on the very last 5th season to kind of play an arbiter between the two actors. However, what might not be known is that before George Peppard died, he did reach out to Mr. T, sending him a bouquet of flowers, telling him that despite their differences, he really did respect him as an actor, and he enjoyed his time working with him on the A-Team. I'm so glad to hear when feuds are resolved personally. I think that was a class act move for George to do. What do you think about that move? Let me know in the comments section below. Coming in at number 1, what was the crime that the A-Team actually committed? The actual crime in which the A-Team were convicted of was murder as a result of the robbery of the Bank of Hanoi. At the instruction of their superior commander, they were sent on a covert mission to rob the Bank of Hanoi of gold bullion in hopes to end the Vietnam War. However, while on said covert mission, their superior commander was murdered and pinned on the A-Team. And because he was murdered, and because they were on this covert mission, because they were doing quote-unquote illegal things, they could not prove their innocence and therefore convicted. This is the one question, or one of the questions, I got wrong on Dave Sundstrom's show, and it just drove me crazy because I always thought I knew, and you know what? I didn't know. So what was your favorite out of the 5 facts? Were there any facts or tidbits of information that you think are relevant that I should have mentioned and I didn't mention? Leave it in the comments section below. And if you like what we're doing here, please hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up button, hit the share button, let everyone know about the wonderful content you're receiving right here on Retro Serial. And if you want to know when these episodes are available, hit the bell notification so you don't miss all this interesting material. Also, if you want to go the extra step and part with some of your hard-earned cash, you are always welcome to go over to the tip jar over at Patreon and leave some of your hard-earned cash there so that I can grow this YouTube mogul empire and just do a dang better job and do better and do greater things to bring you the best entertainment possible regarding growing up Generation X. Okay, everyone, until next time, stay retro.